Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to WCS America, the Challenger League of Season 1. Top 2 of each group go to Premier League Season 2. I'm axeltoss. I'm joined by axslav. About to get into the winners match between Jaedong and Jim. Before we do, though, youtube.com/official MLGSE2. If you're looking for StarCraft 2 to watch and there's nothing on, check out YouTube because there's always something there.
A lot of great content. You know, not only WCS Rules Engagement, also Play of the Days, Commentator
Right.
Days. Awesome stuff there. Of course, so far today, we've seen the two favorites of the group show why they're favorites. Jim with a convincing 2 over Drunken Boy, and Jaedong just as convincing in his 2-0 over Ian.
And now they face off against each other. The players are ready. They're in the lobby. It's going to be Jaedong versus Jim. Game 1 is going to be on Achelan Wastes. Both these guys don't know too much about losing. But only one can advance from this match to the Premier League of Season 2 WCS America.
This is going to be really exciting because, on the one hand, I haven't really seen too much of Jim's Protoss for Cert. We haven't seen too many games from Jim, period. I mean, he's played some in the WCS, but not too many. And outside of that, he hasn't played. So, I mean, obviously he's played on the ladder. But I mean, his premier events, this is pretty much his first premier event. Jaedong, on the other hand, we've seen a lot of his play. We just saw him at DreamHack where he got second place. And
yeah.
Pretty exciting finals, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, if y'all missed it, it was Jaedong versus Stardust in the finals of that tournament. I wasn't able to catch it all, but I heard that the games were a little bit wonky. But obviously, Stardust took the victory, so who knows where Jaedong's EVP stands. We're going to find out in this best of 3, beginning with, as I introduce the players, beginning with the top left-hand location. You Red Protoss player representing Team Invictus Gaming, hailing from China, defeated Drunken Boy 2-0 to get to the winner's match of Group B. He is Jim. His opponent, has many nicknames. Tyrant is one of them. The Dong is another one. He's the Blue Zerg player representing Team Evil Geniuses. He is Jaedong. Shout out to Twitch chat. People watching. Join the chat. It's fun in there, I promise. We got some nice mods, making sure everything remains under control.
Jaedong's won 9 major Brood War championships.
Whoa.
That's insane.
So
insane.
if we can we put that into terms of something else so that we can?
Yes. I mean, I assume people watching watch StarCraft 2. They talk about StarCraft 2 legends, MVP,
Right.
Nestea, Tasia. None of those guys, I don't think, have more than 4 major championships.
I think MVP has 5, or 5 or 6. That might be the closest.
He's won 3 or 4 GSLs. I think he won 1 or 2 other events. So MVP may be at like 5. I have to go look at the exact numbers. But the idea is MVP is the most accomplished StarCraft 2 player. We talk about prize money. Him and MC have the 2 most. Neither of them has really won more than 5 of these super major events. And neither one of them has won more than 4 super major events that have all the best of Korea in them. Right? A lot of them were international events. And Jaedong, these 9 major championships, they're all pro league or professional. All the best Koreans played in the pro league, OSL, MSL, and there's a couple others as well. Mm-hmm. And they're all the best Koreans in the world played these.
So basically, so another thing, like for those of you who watch American football, I guess if Jaedong, the Pro Bowl is something that happens at the end of every season where you get all the best players together. Of course, it's team-based. If Jaedong was just one team in the Pro Bowl, that means he's won like 9 Pro Bowls on his own, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So he has a history. He's very good at StarCraft 2, but he finds himself in Challenger League group stage. So remember, he did lose to Theognis in the Challenger League bracket stage. So trying to make things happen here.
That just speaks to how good Theognis actually is, to
yes.
be honest. I mean, Jaedong's the guy who got 2nd in DreamHack. So
yeah, Theognis, it was kind of not even an issue. It was a bit of an issue. Like it was well thought.
They were actually amazing games.
They were actually really good games.
Yeah, especially the one on Achelan Wastes.
But as far as the 2-0 is concerned, right?
Yeah, it was a 2-0.
Theognis, of course, on Root Gaming. He will be in WCS America Premier League.
And it wasn't any type of crazy catching Jaedong off guard, actually. It was Theognis never does anything but insane macro.
Yeah.
In fact, just to see him not do a CC first is semi-unusual.
Yeah, he'll always do something like that. But looking at openings from these two guys, a gateway expand here from Jim. Again, relatively standard. Following it up with the Robo, which is mildly interesting to me. You know, a lot of Protoss players like going for the Stargate.
Jaedong went 3 hats before pool.
Oh, did he not?
I think he did. I was busy talking, but I'm pretty sure because I saw 3 queens pop out at once. So, this is a build that in Heart of the Swarm, people were experiencing with gateway expands, and Nanawa was a Swedish professional Protoss player who made them popular, and they were very popular for a time. And the way he'd expand is basically using only the mothership. Was the only thing he built, and then he could be pretty greedy. And Zerg started figuring out, okay, traditionally you see gateway expand, you're afraid about a stalker going across the map and messing with you, you're afraid of 4 gates, but if all these Protoss aren't actually building gateway units, they're just using it for the faster side core to get the mothership core and warp gate, we can start playing very greedy ourselves. There's no threat of cannon rush, so we can go 3 hatch and then get the gas, and it's a great way to kind of take advantage of this Protoss.
Oh my god. Sorry, but he put a photon overcharge on his Nexus.
That's actually pretty awesome.
And again, like it's something you can do when your opponent is going for 3 hatch before pool.
Or can you?
Provided these guys don't run by.
Fortress.
Oh, nice backup. Well, the photon overcharge is still there. So
yeah,
and there's a mothership core.
He'll be fine.
Wow.
Did have to use a force field, but that's not a big deal at all.
Oh.
I was going to use a pylon too. He got
annoying.
4 Zergling kills though, so you know, nothing too significant as far as that goes.
It's like we just lost an Overlord, right? And that's the supply for Jaedong, and then Jaedong's like, you know what? You take my supply, I'm gonna take yours. He takes down the pile.
There you go. There you go.
Pretty interesting development so far in this matchup.
And you know, it's good for the morale of the troops. You know, yes, a few Zerglings died, but they had to bring back a win.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to just let an Overlord die and do nothing about it, right? That's not how, you know.
They'll return home to a grand feast.
Exactly. Get their feet back on the creep.
Oh yes. Now Observer's gonna spot these roaches. Interesting little play here from Jaedong. Going for roaches.
How fast has he droned up is what I want to know. Before he got any, because he hasn't built any drones since he started his roaches.
So that's a very solid drone kill.
You know what? That's the amount you want against most 2-base timings. If it's like a low-tech 2-base timing, it's exactly what Jim's doing. So Jaedong is actually stopping drones at a perfect amount, but does he have enough?
Oh, timer going down onto the roaches and lings. Remember, these are off creep. Letting lings go, pulling the roaches back.
He didn't use a single force field because he wanted to wait until the roaches committed.
Yeah, the time warp is there.
That was actually amazing. Most Protosses would have burned 4 force fields there. But Jim, his control is just immaculate.
Still a lot of lings and roaches in the way. Still plenty of force fields available for Jim. He hasn't expended a single one. Very patient, but more and more roaches coming out here for Jaedong. So we're about to see some force fields go down, trying to isolate those roaches. Great force field here from Jaedong, or from Jim, excuse me. Jaedong coming in from the south side of the map, but the force fields are actually really, really good, isolating those roaches. And the Immortals having a field day. It's target practice for them.
Jim is just not having a problem here. He's mowing through this army like it's nothing. You know what's amazing? How did he get that many units at like the 920 mark?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. I was watching the Overlord die. he got that robo really fast.
I gotta go and look at this exact build.
Oh yeah.
Other rules of engagement or something, because this is an awesome build. I mean, speed is only halfway done, but the attack's been going on already for about a full minute now.
Yeah, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
And it was cool is he has an observer with this too, which actually helps out a lot because he can get rid of the creep.
Yes. That's a great point. And again, the pylons are very close. The probe is still alive.
More roaches being just blasted to pieces there. Now force fields are on the ramp between the main and natural. That's never what a Zerg wants.
Yeah, Ling's going to try to swoop forward and deal with the... But Zealots are warping it. Jim making all the right decisions. More force fields going down. Jaedong desperately trying to push this away.
The drones came off, and there's low on force fields. More Zergs piling through here. Only 1 Immortal is left standing.
Now, Jim has to recognize what his opponent is making and then make the appropriate unit count. As much before taken out, but as he sees more Zerglings, more Zealots going to be warped in. As he sees Roaches, more Stalkers. Jim making all the right decisions here, isolating his opponent's main. There's the GG. Jim takes game number 1.
Wow.
That was such a quick little timing there. 2 Immortals, and then, what do you have? 6 Gateways behind it. Only 3 gases, it looks like.
Yep.
And Jaedong caught off guard.
He did. That was a beautiful timing, and the control was perfect. I mean, he trapped. It's the first time he used the force field. It was like a layer in front of the roaches.
Yes.
And then, right at almost the same moment, both players are realizing with these force fields, I can't get into units. I have to back away. Jaedong tries to back away. Boom! Another force field layer behind it, and the roaches are stuck there, just spinning in circles in a little cage, just getting absolutely demolished.
Yeah, great control there from Ian, and again, a lot of that came down to being very patient and not expending any force fields until that point. So he had that many force fields to use, and he can have a little fun with the roaches. But Jim taking a fairly convincing game number 1 there. We'll have to see how Jaedong can adjust. Jim is currently up 1-0. He is 1 win away from advancing WCS America Premier League Season 2. Guys, stay tuned.